Michigan football report. It is signing day 2019. We have a special report on five-star safety Daxton Hill, who recommitted and signed with the University of Michigan here on this December 19th early signing day. He is the second highest rated recruit in Jim Harbaugh's relatively short 4 full seasons as Michigan football coach. Let's take a look at the player, the five-star safety, number 8 player in the country who signed with Michigan today. If you all remember, 11 days ago, December 8th, he flipped from Michigan over to Alabama. He will play in the Army All-American Bowl in a couple weeks. Early signee, but will not be enrolling early, so as to finish out the second half of his senior year in high school. Let's take a look where Daxton Hill ranks in the national recruiting rankings according to the different sources who rank these things. 24/7 Sports has him ranked the highest, number 7 player in the country. Rivals.com, number 24 in America. ESPN him as in there as number 13 player. The composite, combining all those three, dividing by 3, and comparing him to all the other players in the 2019 recruiting class. Daxton Hill, the number 8 overall player in the country, number 1 safety, number 1 player in the state of Oklahoma. Let's take a look at the saga, the timeline of what went down with Daxton Hill over the past few months. We all remember back September 18th, coming off a visit to Michigan, he committed to Jim Harbaugh and the Wolverines over the Alabama Crimson Tide. Surprising to many Michigan football fans in that a player of this caliber would spurn the Crimson Tide, spurn the in-state Oklahoma Sooners, not follow his older brother, Justice Hill, to Oklahoma State and commit to the University of Michigan with no real ties to the state or to Jim Harbaugh. But then things started to get a little dicey. Of course, on November 24th, Michigan got beat by Ohio State 62-39. A couple weeks later, Nick Saban has his one in-home visit with Daxton Hill, and we'll get into some of the rumors and what happened during that visit. Convinced Hill that Michigan was not the place for him and he should be coming to the Alabama Crimson Tide. December 8th on a Saturday, commits to Alabama after decommitting to Michigan in a tweet with the old "respect my decision." December 14th, last Friday, met with Jim Harbaugh and reportedly gave Jim Harbaugh his word then that he would come back and sign ultimately with the University of Michigan. Wanted to keep it silent, wasn't going to flip back to Alabama right away, but assured Jim Harbaugh that he would be part of this 2019 Michigan football recruiting class. You saw Jim Harbaugh yesterday, said there would be fireworks on signing day. Clearly, this is what he was referring to. Let's take a look at what went down with Daxton Hill. You all saw that on December 6th, Nick Saban was in home with Dax Hill, and what we have heard in the past couple days, even in the past couple hours, is that Saban's pitch really resided around false narratives that Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh will be headed to the NFL after this year, and that was the reason why Michigan was forcing him and pressuring him to sign in the December 19th early signing day, even if he wanted to wait till February. They wanted to lock him in because Harbaugh is not going to be there, wants to leave Michigan with some really great players. Dax, come to Alabama. Michigan is lying to you. Michigan is doing you wrong. Jim Harbaugh just days after that, maybe actually the next day after, Dax Hill decommitted and committed to Alabama. Jim Harbaugh put out a statement to ESPN's Adam Schefter saying that there's no truth to that. It is a calculated annual attempt by his rivals, and maybe Nick Saban's a rival on the recruiting trail, to spread misinformation and hurt Michigan football program. And I have now been told here in the last hour or so, another news report put this out and been able to confirm, is that he told Michigan as early as December 10th, 2 days after he flipped to Alabama, that he made a mistake and still wanted to be part of this Michigan football recruiting class. Harbaugh and his staff, guys like Chris Partridge, Sharon Moore, Don Brown, of course, and the rest of the Michigan defensive coaching staff really stayed on him in a positive manner, understood that they were under pressure, told him that those things were false, and got him back into the fold. And shout out to one of my Twitter followers, you know who you are, who kind of turned me towards this story here that we broke yesterday. If you were watching, this was pretty crazy to me. I knew that Tia Hill, Dax's mom, had followed me on Twitter, but I didn't see until early yesterday that, hey, a week and a half ago or so, she had liked one of my tweets about a breaking news story about the Michigan football bowl game. And so I started to look a little bit deeper into it. She liked another tweet from Matt Dudek, a Michigan football recruiting staffer, about Shea Patterson and about Chase Winovich visiting a school wearing the Michigan jerseys. Oh, 24/7 Sports putting out a tweet about Don Brown not getting that Temple job, not heading out and then getting a flip from Miami and another high-level defensive recruit in Anthony Solomon. So those 3 likes, I'm like, okay, is she liking any Alabama stuff? Oh, look at her profile right there. She still had the Michigan M emoji, the little, half M that all the recruits use on social media in her Twitter profile until last night. And thank you, Tia Hill, for watching this show, because crazy enough, she changed her Twitter profile before this morning. So overnight, she watched this video. I'd almost guarantee it. Switched her profile, remove the Michigan emoji, maybe to build a little suspense, or maybe she just forgot about it. But glad to have you as a viewer. 14 Oklahoma State related tweets, 3 Michigan related tweet likes, and 0 Alabama related tweet likes since Dax Hill decommitted from Michigan originally and committed to Alabama there on December 8th, a week and a half ago, 11 days ago, on that Saturday after Nick Saban had visited him in his home in Oklahoma, convinced him Jim Harbaugh was going to the NFL, and then Michigan was misleading him on why he needs to sign on December 19th. So she wasn't giving Alabama any love. She still kept the Michigan emoji that her son was committed there in her profile up until last night. Early this morning, he signed with the University of Michigan. Daxton Hill, Jim Harbaugh's second highest rated recruit in his 4 years as Michigan's football head coach. Before we get into more on Dax Hill, take a look at his video, his highlights, what kind of player Michigan's getting, and if he could start, wanted to give you guys the opportunity to get a free Michigan football jersey or this awesome Black M maize and blue baseball style shirt from Jordan, all 3 of them from Jordan, the number 4 blue, the number 1 maize, or the Black M shirt. Get started this bowl season, this NFL playoffs, this college basketball season with BetDSI for all of your sports betting. Chatsports.com/bet is the place to do it. Use the promo code GOBLUE. You're going to get one of those jerseys or that shirt. You will also get 120% deposit bonus. Let me just do a little math for you. Put in $50, put in 100, you get either 60 bonus, you get 120 bonus. Hey, you put in $500, I'm just going to tell you how to spend your money. $600 bonus, and you get the jersey of your choice, the maize 1, the blue 4, or this awesome, massive Black M maize and blue baseball style jersey. Chat Sports, BetDSI, the free Michigan gear holiday hookup. Your man's James Yoder, making sure you are taken care of this holiday season. Go ahead and get started with them. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code GOBLUE. Take a look at Daxton Hill, the player that many people believe will start from day one at the University of Michigan. And I actually believe, based on all the film I've watched from him in the past few weeks and really over the last month and a half since he originally signed or committed to Michigan back in September, is I think this is a guy that potentially can play 2 ways at Michigan. I don't think he's going to be an active player where he's going to be getting a ton of snaps all game, but he'll start at safety eventually, I'm sure of it. But he has the athletic ability. He's played skill position, wide receiver, running back, returning kicks. I think he will play much like Jabril Peppers at Michigan. He will have a package on offense. He will be potentially a punt or a kick returner. Maybe not his entire career, but I think definitely early on he will have some sort of package to get the ball in his hands, because he is not your everyday defensive player. He could have been a 5-star player on offense should he have played wide receiver, if he wanted to play running back. He has that kind of athletic talent. Maybe the most athletic defensive player coming into Michigan in decades, in years, maybe since Charles Woodson in 1997, the number 8 player in America. Thank you for watching live with me on my Twitter account. We are live on signing day. Go ahead. We're a week into this new YouTube channel, already 984 subscribers. It's not easy to get a YouTube subscriber, so every person counts. We need to get to 1,000. So they start letting me put more content there on the Michigan Football Report YouTube channel. Go ahead and check out the URL. It's chatsports.com/TV. Chatsports.com/Michigan TV. Actually, YouTube.com/Michigan TV. You can get there as well. That's actually the direct URL. We just got that yesterday. YouTube.com/Michigan TV. 16 more people. If you're the 1,000th person, screenshot at $9.99, then screenshot at 1,000. Send me a DM. I'll give you some special recognition. Daxton Hill, Michigan's biggest recruit in this 2019 class, signed today, this morning. No big press conference, none of that. Let's take a look at where he ranks in the different recruiting services. The composite has him as number 8 player in America, combining every player and their grades with the different 3 recruiting services: 24/7 Sports, Rivals.com, ESPN.com recruiting analyst. Could he be a starter from year one? Well, with Michigan losing quite a number of players this offseason from the defense, Devin Bush, Rashawn Gary already leaving early. Josh Metellus will return as a senior next year at strong safety, but Tyree Kinnell is gone. Brad Hawkins likely to step into that role. At least that is the projection. Jalen Kelly-Powell, Jamarick Woods, some backups behind him that both saw quite a bit of playing time this season. But will Dax Hill have an opportunity? Will he start from day one at Michigan? Go ahead, watching below on my Twitter, or if you're watching later on today on YouTube, type yes for no. Type Y for yes. Type yes for no. Did I say that? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Will Dax Hill start from day one at the University of Michigan? I want to know what you guys think. I'll probably say no, but I think he'll be in the field game one, and I would be surprised if he didn't get a starting job by the end of the year, because I actually don't think that Hawkins is the kind of player that could hold him off. Heck, maybe he beats Metellus out, although I doubt that for a 3-year starter in Josh Metellus at the strong safety position. So let's take a look at the guys who made an impact this year. It wasn't many. This is in 2017, where Jim Harbaugh was starting freshmen potentially, like Tariq Black or Donovan Peoples-Jones, or 16, where you had 18 true freshmen play in the first few games of the year. Only 6 guys got what I would call even impact level playing time: Aiden Hutchinson, Joe Milton, Jalen Mayfield. Not a ton, accomplished by any of those guys. Really, the only one who made a difference in normal time, I guess, is Jake Moody. Ronnie Bell got a couple touchdowns. One in the first half of the Nebraska game, and he got a little playing time. He won't start next year, though. Christian Turner, the running back, a handful of carries. You should see more of him in the bowl game, as Karan Higdon is rumored, as we reported, to not be playing in the Peach Bowl versus Florida. Let's take another look at Dax Hill's recruiting rankings. Number 8 player in America, number 7 by 24/7 Sports, number 24 by Rivals. And ESPN has him rated as the number 13 player in America. And this is what the University of Michigan will have at their disposal in 2019. I'll let you just watch this film. He can do it with the ball in his hands. He can intercept it and take it to the house. He can be a force potentially on offense if Jim Harbaugh deems necessary to put the ball in his hands. Does that look like a mix of Jabril Peppers and Devin Bush? I don't know. Kind of does. He can support the run, rush the quarterback. I cannot wait to see him in a winged helmet August 31st in the Big House. He is Michigan's crown jewel of this recruiting class. Stole him back from Nick Saban after he flipped to the Crimson Tide on December 8th. Reportedly called Jim Harbaugh in the days after, expressed regret, got clarification that Harbaugh wasn't going to the NFL, and verbally gave his assurances he wanted to just sign on December 19th with Michigan, which he did very, very early this morning. Want to ask you guys one more time, watching live on my Twitter, if you're watching on YouTube here this afternoon or Wednesday afternoon, just scroll down below, chatsports.com/MichiganTV, youtube.com/MichiganTV. Either URL will land you there. Press subscribe, be the 1,000th person to do it, and I will give you a shout out on Twitter, maybe bring you on as a guest on a future Michigan Football Report. Appreciate the support there. Get us to 1,000, 16 away. YouTube.com/MichiganTV, chatsports.com/MichiganTV. Both land you in the same spot. All right, where does he rank Daxton Hill on Jim Harbaugh's top recruits? Let's take a look at the top recruits Jim Harbaugh signed in the past 4 years. Of course, Rashawn Gary, 2016, number 1 player in the nation. Dax Hill, now Jim Harbaugh's second highest rated recruit at number 8. Donovan Peoples-Jones finished number 12 overall in the composite rankings in 2017. He'll be Michigan's starting wide receiver for his 3rd year in a row in 2019. Aubrey Solomon, another 5-star, just announced this week he will be transferring from Michigan, so will not be able to participate next year. Ben Bredesen, Michigan's starting guard, number 39 in the nation, 1 spot below 24/7 composite 5-star ranking that year. And what we don't have on the screen, but the number 6 player, highest ranked recruit by Jim Harbaugh, is Zach Charbonnet. I've actually been pronouncing it like he was French. Apparently it's not Charbonnet, it's Charbonnet. Would be number 6 if we had this list to 6 players. That number was a 42 player in the country in the 24/7 composite ranking. So that is where Daxton Hill ranks, the number 2 player on Jim Harbaugh's resume as a recruiter at Michigan. Answer the question below. Yes, no. Will Daxton Hill start from day 1? I'm talking about day 1, game 1. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Watching live on my Twitter account, and we will put this as a video on demand upload here in the next hour or two on YouTube, youtube.com/Michigan TV. Dax Hill, 5-star safety out of Oklahoma, recommitted and signed to Michigan today, December 19th. He will be in the Army All-American Bowl first couple of days of the year in January, 2.5, 3 weeks from now. He's an early signee. He did send his letter of intent to Michigan today, will not enroll early. 5-star safety, number 8 player in America. We'll look again at this timeline. September 8th, commits to the University of Michigan. December 6th, less than 2 weeks after Michigan got beat pretty bad by Ohio State, won't get in the playoffs, and just a couple days after Alabama, secured their spot in the playoff and got the win in the SEC championship game. Nick Saban comes in, put some whispers in his ear about Michigan leading him the wrong way. Turns out maybe Saban was misleading him with information. Decommits to Michigan a couple days later on Saturday, flips it to Alabama with a tweet. And then December 14th, and in between here, by the way, December 10th, 11th, 12th, reportedly had given Michigan assurances that he made a mistake, regretted it, and indicated that he would still welcome Jim Harbaugh to come visit with him, which Harbaugh did last Friday, kind of under the radar. I was the only one to report it still. Jim Harbaugh met with him on Friday. Heard on Saturday too, although I have not been able to confirm that completely. Gave Michigan his word that he would not make any big announcement. He would just send in a letter of intent on December 19th on signing day. The first day you could do that, which he did this morning. Let's take a look at what went down with Dax Hill, the number 8 player in the 24/7 composite for 2019. Saban pushed him hard with an NFL plan, 3 years. We're going to get you a starter. We're going to make you an All-American, first-round draft pick. Jim Harbaugh's heading to the NFL. Don Brown's probably leaving. And that's the reason why Michigan is pushing you to sign on the 19th, not letting you wait till February. And you should come here to Alabama. So that Alabama pitch, the false narratives about Jim Harbaugh were squashed by Jim Harbaugh himself. And he informed Michigan coaches last week that he wanted to come back, which they, of course, accepted in a signed letter of intent early this morning, before half the country was probably even awake. Dax Hill became the crown member of this 2019 Michigan football recruiting class. Take a look one more time at his stat card. The 2019 recruiting spotlight. Daxton Hill, number 8 in the composite. 24/7 has him as number 7 player in America. Rivals at number 24, and ESPN has him as the number 13 overall player, regardless of position in the 2019 recruiting class. I am James Yoder, the face of Michigan football media, and maybe the world's foremost expert on Daxton Hill at this point. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Twitter. If you're watching right now on Twitter live, we are going to loop this continuously for the next few hours, so keep watching if you missed any of the show, and go Blue. Hey there, Michigan football fans. Thanks so much for watching the Michigan Football Report. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got Michigan football news, rumors, recruiting information, and inside access to the Michigan football program. You ready for another Michigan football video? I got you hooked up right here. Go Blue.